So we're just gonna get a little chat going. I have a lot of things on my mind, a couple like very specific topics that I want to hone in on, but they all have to do with social media, current trends, the fact that I finally grew on social media after so many not only stagnant but declining months. And I've really just like been analyzing the things that have blown up and whatnot. But yeah, I just kind of want to talk about it for the people who are interested in content creation and building a fan base, which is what I'm really focused on. People who are interested in going viral and what that even means nowadays, as well as a whole lot of like internet hate and bullying and whatnot. So this month was like the greatest social media month that I've had. This month slash last month have been really good for me. Like, I made $500 on TikTok. That's a big deal for me because I had not made any money off the creator fund. Like, none of my 1 minute plus videos had done well. I'm still in a period of like self-discovery and seeing what kind of videos I really want to push out. I put myself under the lifestyle umbrella, but I still don't have a format, a formula. I kind of have a formula, but I'm trying to like take it easy on myself and like find some things. I am working on a series that I'm really, really, really excited about. It does take a lot more complex editing and whatnot, and I think that's what's really going to catapult me to the next level. But what basically carried me this past month was a lot of food videos. People apparently enjoyed watching me eat food. People really liked, oh, there's a little bug. People really liked me trying certain things for the first time. If you know that I hadn't ate beef and like since I could remember. I was mainly like pescatarian, I guess you could say. I would go back and forth between chicken and fish, sometimes months of vegetarianism, but then as I got in the gym and was really focused on like building muscle and things like that, I had to start eating things that aligned more with what I needed, right? But so I had a couple of videos do pretty well. I had one video do 1 million, and I'll get into that in a bit. One video do 1 million. I had a couple in the hundreds of thousands, and they did pretty well. The thing about nowadays and virality and lots of likes and views, it does not equal community. And what you really want to go for, I mean, you could shoot for just viral moments, but it's just not going to do much. Like, I have a lot of my TikToks still flopping. Instagram is finally on a true upwards incline. Like, I'm finally getting followers. Why? Because I'm posting every single day, and I try for 2 times a day. If I really am capturing all the content 3 times a day, I'm trying to get the most, like literally just the most out there. And most of it just involves me going to different places. I live in LA. That's gonna streamline into one of my biggest videos because it's about LA. And then I'm also I have one video. This one is, it's actually not traumatizing me. I have one video right now that is doing very well, although I'm getting so much hate, so much bullying behind the video. So now doing very well, I guess, is just numerically, but for me, doing very well would mean I actually established a community, but I have the entire Mexican community so riled up. We're going to get into that. I'm not trying to jump into too many and not like finish my thoughts, but that's kind of how my brain works. So, all right, let's go into okay. This is the first time that I have been increasing in followers. And again, I think it's because of the real 3 time a day situation, 2 to 3 really. I haven't really been hitting the 3 mark. But yeah, finally going up in followers, which has been lovely after a big decline. Because again, for you guys that don't know, social media is like what I do, So when I was just declining for so long, it definitely had a big toll on my mental. But I think all of those lessons occur for the betterment of everything. You know what I'm saying? It's either you flop and you die out, or you learn from the flops and keep going. But okay, let's talk about the LA video that hit 1 million. This was a very innocent video that I didn't put any thought into. And after I got flame grilled, cooked, and put on the fire, then I was like, all right, I see what's going on here. But basically the video is, I was at Century City Mall, which is a mall, I guess not in LA. The thing about LA is that people are very particular about what's LA and what's not LA. Just because it's an LA county doesn't mean that a lot of people will label certain things in LA and will not label certain things as LA. I grew up in LA County. I'm not in South Central, not in Mid City. But I have lived like in LA. So I lived like maybe like I grew up about 20, 30 minutes from downtown. Like I said, it's still LA County, but people from LA wouldn't really consider it LA. So when I tell people where I'm from, it depends. It depends on where they're from, then I'll explain where I'm from. Then I went to school up in the valley. That is no longer LA County, but still about 30, 45 minutes from downtown. After that, my name has been on the lease, and I have lived in Koreatown and downtown, and I also have lived in like South Central, kind of off like Figueroa, which if you're not from here is like considered the hood. But one thing I've really learned about a lot of these videos going up is that you cannot argue with everybody. And it's not worth it to argue with anybody. As long as the analytics look beautiful, then a win is a win. Although I do want to move forward, like being a little bit more mindful, because it was like accidental rage bait. Like I did not think that my video would be I wasn't baiting for rage. I don't think anybody should be enraged over something that was actually quite minimal, quite simple. But let me get back into the video. So the video was me entering Century City Mall. I had went for like lunch. Century City is like, it is more like east. No, not east. What the fuck? Century City is more west. And it is kind of like not LA-ish. Like it's more like, I don't know how to describe like where it's at, but it is kind of true. Like it's not very LA, but let's get into why this video went up so much. I used radical language. I said in the video, y'all, this is the most LA shit that I've ever seen. Was it really the most LA shit that I've ever seen? No, but it was something about people working out in the middle of the mall, like in front of the Tesla store. It was also for like a brand activation, I believe, which to me is like, maybe I should have said, this is so Hollywood, but whatever. Like I genuinely was not thinking about this video like that. I didn't think it was going to go up. I don't know. Like after everybody grilled me, I was like, oh yeah, this was kind of like dumb on my behalf, but whatever. I mean, I gained more than I lost. So I didn't really care, honestly. That's the name of this game. I didn't really care. I didn't do anything harmful or controversial. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't hurt myself. Like, it was not that big of a deal. But boy, were the LA people angered at me. Because like I said, there's a lot of debate on what's LA and what's not LA. But I will say, like, a lot of people in the comments were like, no, go and show Skid Row. Okay, first of all, everybody was saying that I was a transplant. Which one? No, I'm not a transplant. I am born and raised here. A whole lot of people were saying, oh, why don't you show this and that? Or why don't you show the hood? Or why don't you show gangbangers? Or why don't you show... Because what? Like, I'm just not going to do that. Like, I'm just not going to do that. It's my platform. I'm not going to show, although some LA culture is gangs, that's just not what I'm going to post on my platform. And something that I had said in the comments was like, LA is allowed to have range. And the truth is that LA does have gentrification going on. Obviously not saying that's good. If for people who don't know, I'm Mexican, and that's going to streamline into the other video that went up. And anything that has to do with having a radical opinion on a particular city, or if you say something about even just your own ethnic group, that will just create insane rifts over social media. So let's see what happened. Damn, I kind of lost my train of thought. But Yeah, people wanted to say, like, no, LA is this and LA is that, and like I said, I don't care. I answered to a couple comments, and like a lot of it, I was just like, why are you guys so like? The thing about me is that if I don't like something on social media, I just scroll past it. I press not interested. I will block an account before you catch me using my valuable time in the comments, like just all angered. I refuse to look pressed. Okay, I refuse to look pressed. Anyway, yeah, I mean, upon the commentary, I just kind of was like, yeah, I was kind of a little dumb for that one, but whatever. Made the numbers go up. And now I'll move forward and be more mindful, you know? I kind of made a joking follow-up video where I was like, oh, no, this is the most LA shit I've ever seen. I'm like at a taco stand. Anyway, yeah, LA has a wide range of things. Before this, I was talking about like gentrification. It's going to have some gentrified parts. It's going to have some nice parts. It's going to have some ugly parts. It's going to have some rich cultural parts. And it's going to have just everything in between that. Now, let's get into the current climate of my social media in terms of people being so angry at this video that I posted where I'm wearing like a Mexico jersey and some botas. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Damn. Anyway, back to, I can't let this distract me. I have another meeting at 2 though, so I did have to stay on top of my phone. So, okay, in this video, I'm wearing this Mexico jersey and some botas, and like growing up my entire life, I have always been deemed racially ambiguous to a lot of people. It always depends where the person is from. If they've been around a lot of Mexicans, then they kind of grew me into the Mexican category. If they have not been around a lot of Mexicans, a lot of people just don't know what I am. And I'm not going to say people think I look this or that. I always get different things that people think I am, and it always depends on how my hair is, how I'm dressed. Those are 2 main things that it is. But I've always heard growing up, you don't look Mexican. I, as a Mexican, know that there is not one Mexican look. It's not the copy-paste Latina look. It's not anything. It's a super mixed bag. Why? Because of fucking colonization, and some people are going to be darker, some people are going to be lighter, some people have curly hair, some people have straight hair, something in between. Like, the range is insane, you know? Which most ethnicities have, right? Range within their own community, a lot of diversity within the community. And this gets into a very complex situation, topic, whatever, but my video was innocent. I'm just wearing like, bro, if I wanted to dress Mexican for real, I would have put on a business casual outfit with some Alexander McQueen's. If you know, you know. That is more of like a fresa aesthetic. But like, or I would have put on some flared Wranglers with like a Gucci belt, and I would have been buchona, you know? I'm knowledgeable about my own community. Anyway, I post this, like, the post is meant to be ironic. It's not that serious. It's not that deep. But my caption on it was like, when people ask if you're Mexican, when people always ask, let me refer back to the post. I said something like, well, when people don't think you're Mexican. Oh, something like, when people don't think you're Mexican, so you wear this every day, right? Mexico jersey, botas. And I have some like stockings under. I added like another little layer. Oh my God, did this put the Mexican community in shambles? It doesn't surprise me because I grew up in a Mexican household. My first bullies were in my household. I love my family, but Mexican people can be extremely judgmental, especially when experimenting with clothing. Especially then. That's going to be, oh, yeah. You experiment with your clothes, you experiment with your hair, you're going to have some commentary, okay? I have always been sensitive growing up. So over the years, I had to learn to not let it affect me, because something about me is I'm going to stick beside what I wear. even if it was a little experimental. And again, I'm not wearing nothing crazy or detrimental, but oh my God, did I get called so many names. But what I think was super crazy was that 50% of my comments were like, girl, who said that you didn't look Mexican? Like, they lied to you. Like, that's not what I was trying to, like, come across as in the video. Like, I don't know. Like, some people may have taken it, like, aggressively that I said that, but it wasn't in that tone. Anyway, people read what they read due to their own projections. And I know that. I've gone through a lot of spiritual growth. I was like, oh my God, is this not recording? I understand the human psyche. Like, you can't get me. And anybody commenting hate under a video of mine never looks better than me, never dresses better than me. And it sounds kind of cocky, but this stems from being insecure. And it's the insecurity that looks ugly. It's really not a physical thing. It's the fact that people will go and comment things from fake burner accounts. And sometimes public. And the public ones, kudos to you for being that brave, you know? But I just can't believe that anybody commenting something hateful or trying to be hurtful could be doing any better than me. Period, point blank. And it's not in a cocky manner. I am a confident lady. And I'm thinking toward like some of the accounts that I would come across and I'd be like, be so for real. But even then, you know what? This is not what this video is about though. This is not what this video is about, because I could have really dragged so many of the commentators through filth. But what would that do for me? Nothing. It's just a waste of time. I just had to sit back and laugh. But to get back into this whole 50-50 situation. Oh my God, excuse me. I might have another burp coming out. It's okay. It's human. What time is it? Okay. So, 50% of the comments are like, girl, like, who do you think you are? Of course you look Mexican. Look at that nopal on your frente. Which is great. I am proud to look Mexican. And then the other half was like, do you even speak Spanish? Have you ever been to Mexico? Just because you got a Manana Mexico jersey doesn't mean that you're Mexican. And it's like, but the thing about algorithms is they know you. So to the people that commented on one side of the spectrum, when they opened up the comments, they already saw a long list of comments that validated their own opinion. So what did they do? Said the same thing. You know how many same ass comments I got? And I'm like, can we at least be a little bit original? Whatever. And for the other 50%, the same thing happened. They opened it. They saw the comments. It validated their own projections. And then they're like, haha, I'm going to comment this too, and it's going to be so funny. Bro, the amount of señoras, grown-ass women. Like, I expect men to be mean. Like, I already expect that. Like, old, young, anywhere in between. I see so much hate from men, just in general, you know? And I've also studied the psyche of all of this. So it doesn't faze me when a man calls me out my name in comments. Like, you don't know me. Like, so it's the men, whatever. That's aside from the point. But women, and then señoras at that, I'm like, you're way too grown. You're way too grown. But I'm not going to shame anybody for their age. Because that's, like, aging is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm like, how dare you age, but not developmentally? Because you're under a 20-something-year-old girl's comment section, calling me out my name, like, just all main things you could think about. Yeah, my comments were going in. And then they're going in on each other, and it was just a cesspool of hatred. And I'm not saying you should post like this to go viral or for things to go up. But I'm saying people love to be triggered, it seems. People love to have something to argue about. Me, I wanted to argue a little bit, and I was like, No, that's not you. You don't want to be a mean girl. You don't want to be a mean girl. You don't want to go in there and tell another woman about what she's wearing, because it's none of my business. And frankly, I don't care. If someone is wearing something or saying something that I'm like kind of repulsed by, I filter it out of my life because I don't want to see that. Like, hello? Like, that just makes the most sense to me. Don't like something? Don't engage with it. But we all know that misery loves company. And this life is about learning how to control your emotions. And I feel like posting on social media is one of the greatest ways to learn how to do this, because you can't control the narrative. My post at first was like on the positive timeline. People were saying my outfit was cute. Out of nowhere, it just landed on a whole other algorithm where people wanted to be mean. And I have no control over it. Well, actually I do. I could just turn off the comments. I could do whatever, but I'll let people show their ass. And then it's so crazy because they'll have like businesses and where they work in their bio, and I'm like, you want to be on here talking crazy and I have all of your information basically? Hello. But like I said, in this game, I just thank God for the engagement. I just locked in a deal today, and the deal could have came because I had so many comments, because I gave people something to talk about. But like I said, my focus is not that. I don't want to continue to do that. Those kind of came up about accidentally, and people took it and ran and did whatever they wanted with that. But I want to build community. I am here for the girlies who are trying to focus on the positive in this messy ass world, and for the girlies who like to get up and get dressed up and drink a little bit of matcha and go to the gym a little bit. You know, I'm not a full on gym rat yet. I hope to be one day. The girlies who like to go thrift. The girlies who like to experiment with their looks. The girlies who are creatives. The girlies who filter out all of the negativity, all the things that they don't like, because they know that it's not worth it to engage with the things that you don't like. Life can already be just stressful, period. Just sometimes for no reason. Just off mental health issues, things could just be stressful. I don't want to add any stress to my life. But yeah, that's my rants on some algorithmic things, some bullying things, internet, social media, things that I've learned in these past couple months of actually growing from being consistent, posting engaging content, also engaging back. I love commenting back to people, just not if they're being mean, of course. And yeah, I mean, it has been a journey and it's been a wild ride. But like I said, I'm here for the betterment of shit. And sometimes when you're here for the betterment of things, the ugly parts really start to show, because you got to swim through all of that to get to the other side. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me on my rant. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.